I am Dr. Atma Selvi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Food Process Engineering at SRM University, Chennai. Dear students, in this lecture, I will discuss about the process involved in the production of fruit-based concentrated products. Examples of fruit-based concentrated products are jam, jelly, concentrated fruit juice, marmalades, etc. I believe that this module will be interesting as most of us like jam and jelly. Fruit-based concentrated products are prepared by boiling fruit pulp with sufficient sugar to a reasonable thick consistency, firm enough to hold the fruit tissues in position. The main ingredient in these products are fruit, sugar, pectin, and acids. These products contain high amount of sugar. Fruit-based concentrated products remain shelf-stable even without refrigeration. The objective of this lecture is to know the process of making various fruit-based concentrated products and also to know the various problems associated with the preparation of fruit-based concentrated products. Let us start with the process of making fruit puree, example mango puree. First and foremost important factor is the selection of fruit. To make a good quality puree, selection of mango is very important. The mango should be matured, firm with required color and flavor. The selected fruit then goes for ripening. Ripening can be either natural ripening process or by passing ethylene gas in ripening chamber. Then the fruits are washed in chlorinated water with concentration of 70 ppm followed by washing in soft water. The tips and the stone of the mangoes are then removed. The mango then goes to the pulper from where you will get mango pulp. The pulp is then preheated at 60 degrees centigrade to loosen its structure. The pulp is sent to the decanter where the fibers, black and brown specks are removed by centrifugal force. The pulp then goes to the evaporator where the water is removed till the required concentration is reached. The concentrated and sterilized pulp is then filled in cans or aseptic bags. This concentrated pulp can be stored for 24 months in room temperature. Concentrated pulp can be used in the preparation of jam, jelly, or can be consumed as such after diluting it with water. So, we have just learnt the process of making concentrated fruit pulp. Next, let us learn the process of making tomato ketchup. Various recipes are used for the production of tomato ketchup and sauce. Today, I will teach you the basic recipe to make tomato ketchup. First, for the production of ketchup, the spices are coarsely ground and tied in a spice bag, immersed in tomato pulp and cooked. Finally, the required quantity of vinegar, salt and sugar are added. Let us see the production process. First step is washing. Well-ripened tomatoes are cleaned by washing in water. The tomatoes are then sent to pulper to make into pulp. The extracted pulp is then sent to continuous concentrator where the pulp is concentrated to 1/3 of its volume. The concentrated pulp is then homogenized. Required amount of salt, sugar, spices, vinegar and other ingredients are added to the pulp to obtain the desired flavor associated with the product. The prepared tomato ketchup is then filled in bottles. Next, let's learn the process of making jam. Jam is a food product prepared by boiling the fruit with sufficient quantity of sugar, pectin and acids to obtain the desired consistency. Jam can be prepared from variety of fruits like apple, pear, sapota, papaya, strawberry, mango, etc. Jam can be prepared from single fruit or fruits can be used in combinations. Pectin is used as the thickening agent in the jam preparation. In fruits, pectin is formed during ripening and also during cooking of unripened fruits from the parent compound known as protopectin. Fruits like apple, guava, papaya, citrus peel have high amount of pectin, and fruits like blueberries, strawberries, sapota, custard apple have less amount of pectin. Based on the pectin content present in the fruit, pectin need to be added in the recipe. Sweetening agent used in the preparation of jam is sugar. Proper balance in the preparation of jam is maintained by the citric acid. Now let us see the process of making jam. In order to obtain the desired quality of jam, the required and accurate amount of ingredients must be added. Ideally, the following ingredients must be mixed and combined to obtain the best quality jam: 1% pectin, 45 to 50% sugar, and acid to obtain the pH of 3.1. The matured and firm fruits are selected, washed, peeled, sliced and pulped. Boiling of the jam is continued until the total soluble solid reaches 68-degree brick, and also jam should form flakes when examined with a ladle. The jam is then filled in bottles and labeled. Cooking of jam need to be stopped at right stage. Undercooked jam will not set, and the overcooked jam will undergo crystallization and darkening. We have now learnt the process of making jam. We also need to know how to determine the end point in jam preparation. The finished or end product of jam preparation can be determined by any of the following methods: drop method, refractometer method, boiling point method, or by weighing method. First, let us see about drop method. In this method, a little quantity of jam is taken from the boiling pan in a teaspoon and allowed to air cool before putting a drop of it in a glass filled with water. If the drop of jam touches the bottom of the glass without disintegrating in the water, the jam is considered to be ready. The only drawback of this method is that jam sometimes gets overcooked while it is being cooled for testing. Next is refractometer method. The cooking of jam is stopped when the refractive index reading of refractometer indicates 68-degree bricks. The jam should be immediately cooled before placing a drop of it on the refractometer glass, as the reading is calibrated at 20 degrees centigrade. The main advantage of this method is its ease of handling. End point can also be determined by boiling point method. The boiling point of jam should be 13 degrees centigrade, higher than the boiling point of water at any particular location. End point of jam preparation can also be evaluated by weighing method. The weight of the jam prepared from the fruits rich in pectin is 1.5 times the weight of the sugar taken. The disadvantage of this method is that weighing needs to be done frequently, which is practically time consuming. The disadvantage of this method is that weighing needs to be done frequently, which is practically time consuming and uneconomical, as heat energy is wasted during weighing. Now let us see the various problems in the production of jam and the ways to rectify it. The first problem in jam making is crystallization. In the jam, invert sugar must be present in the concentration of 30 to 50%. If this concentration reduced below 30%, cane sugar may undergo crystallization upon storage. And if the concentration of invert sugar increases above 50%, the jam will form into honey-like mass due to the formation of small glucose crystals. This crystallization can be prevented by addition of corn syrup or glucose along with sugar cane in the jam preparation. Next, sticky or gummy jam. High percentage of total soluble solid makes the jam sticky and gummy in nature. This can be prevented by the addition of sufficient amount of citric acid, pectin, or both. Premature setting in jam. This problem arises because of the presence of low total soluble solids and high pectin content. It can be solved by addition of more amount of sugar. Surface graining and shrinkage in jam. Jam must be stored in cool place to prevent moisture loss due to evaporation. This moisture loss results in shrinkage and surface graining, which affect on appearance of the product. Finally, microbial spoilage of jam. During the storage, there may be mold growth in the jam, which can be prevented by storing jam in 80% humidity. So far, we have discussed about the process of making jam, methods to test the end point of jam. We also have discussed about the problems and the way to rectify the problems in making jam. Now, let us learn the process of making jelly. We all know that jelly is a semi-transparent fruit product made from either fruit or vegetable juice with the help of pectin. Guava, apple, plum are the fruits generally used in the preparation of jelly. Let us see the production process of making jelly. First is the selection of fruit. Selected fruit should be just ripened, as underripened or overripened fruits will have less pectin content. The fruits are washed and cut into thin slices. The pieces are then boiled in water for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, it is filtered using muslin cloth and the clear liquor is used for further processing. The pectin content in the liquid is tested, based on which the sugar is added, and the mixture is boiled until the required consistency is obtained. Citric acid and synthetic color is added at the end of the process. It is then filled in clean, sterilized bottles and stored in cool and dry place. A perfect jelly should be lucid but not too stiff and should have the attractive color and original flavor of the fruit. Jelly should keep its shape when removed from the mold. It should be tender enough to move back and forth rapidly but not flow. According to Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, jelly should have 65% total soluble solids, 45% juice in the final product. Sulfur dioxide, benzoic acid, sorbic acid in its calcium, sodium, potassium salt is permitted as preservatives. Let us see the role of ingredients used in jelly preparation. Sugar lends sweetness as well as texture. It enters in the interfibril structure of pectin and help in the formation of gel. The jelly holds less water, thus resulting in the stiff body in the presence of higher sugar. Sufficient inversion of sugar can be obtained by boiling the pectin extract for 10 minutes at pH 3 or for 30 minutes at pH 3.5. The finished jelly should contain 30 to 50% invert sugar. If the percentage of invert sugar is less than 30, sugar may get crystallized during storage. If the invert sugar is higher than 50%, then the jelly will develop into a honey-like mass due to the formation of small crystals of glucose. Acid. The fibrils of pectin become tough in the presence of acid and are thus able to hold sugar solution in the interfibral spaces. In the presence of large quantity of acid, the fibril lose its elasticity. Subsequently, the jelly becomes syrupy. However, the lower amount of acid results in the formation of weak fibril structure. The jelly becomes weak and tender. Next ingredient is pectin. Pectin substances present in the form of calcium pectate are responsible for the firmness of fruits. Pectin is the most important constituents in the gel formation with sugar and acid. Pectin tends to keep the sugar from crystallizing by acting as a protective mixture. But its effectiveness towards the prevention of crystallization is lost when the concentration of the sugar is 70% or more. The gelling power depends upon the amount of pectin as well as its degree of polymerization. We have now learnt that pectin is very important in jelly making. Let us now see how to evaluate the quality of pectin. The pectin quality in strained fruit juice or pulp is usually determined by two different methods: alcohol test or Vidya-mitra test. First, let me elaborate about alcohol test. 1 part of extracted fruit juice or filtered pulp is mixed with 3 parts of 95% alcohol and is allowed to stand for few minutes. A single transparent lump or clot will be formed in the case of extract rich in pectin. In that case, an equal amount of sugar is to be added. The formation of less firm and fragmented clot suggests the presence of moderate amount of pectin. 3/4 of the amount of sugar is to be added. The formation of numerous small granular clots shows the poor content of pectin in the extract, in which half the quantity of sugar is to be added. Next is Vidya-mitra test. The Vidya-mitra is held in the left hand with the thumb and the forefinger. The bottom of Vidya-mitra tube is closed with little finger. With the help of spoon, the strained extract is poured into the Vidya-mitra and held in the right hand till it is filled to the brim. The little finger is removed from the bottom and extract is allowed to drip for 1 minute, and the finger is replaced at the end. The reading of the level of extract in the gel meter is noted. This reading indicates that how many parts of sugar are to be added to one part of juice. Next, let us see how to judge the end point of jelly making. First is temperature test. The temperature of the jelly should be 220 degree Fahrenheit in a jelly meter. Then spoon or sheet test. A cool metal spoon is dipped into the boiling jelly mixture and lifted out. The drops will be light and syrupy when the mixture begins to boil. As the syrup continues to boil, the drop becomes heavier. When the two drops form together and the sheet of the spoon, it indicates that the jelly is reached. Next, refrigerator test. The syrup should be boiled until the refractometer shows 68 degree pricks. Next, let us discuss about the problems with jelly making. First and foremost problem is failure of the jelly to set. It is due to improper balance between various constituents of jelly, example, lack of acid or pectin, addition of too much sugar, inaccurate measurement, insufficient cooking, overcooking, and slow cooking prevents the pectin from building a proper network of gel. Next problem is cloud jelly. Unclear juice or pectin extract, underripened fruit, non-remote of scum, premature gelation, overcooking, or pouring so slowly into the containers can result in a cloudy jelly. Then the color changes in jelly. Darkening at the top of the jar can be caused by storing them in too warm a place or by an imperfect jar seal. Color fading in jelly. Fading can occur with the red fruits if they are stored in too warm and too bright areas or stored too long, as the natural colorants are highly susceptible to high temperature and light. Another possible cause of color fading could be the insufficient processing to destroy the enzymes affecting the color, or the elevated processing temperature might cause destruction. Trapped air bubbles can also contribute to the chemical changes by oxidation. Then, crystal formation in jelly. An excess of sugar can seed the jelly when high methoxypectin is used. This excess sugar comes from overcooking, too little acids, or from undercooking. Tartarate crystals can be formed in grape juice if the juice is left to stand in cold for several hours before being used. Moreover, if the glass interior is scratched, seeding can occur. Gummy jelly. Gummy jelly is the result of prolonged or overcooking in which more than desired inversion of sugar occurs. Weeping jelly. Synergistic is the phenomena of spontaneous exudation of fluid from a gel, and it is also called as weeping jelly. It can be due to overcooking, addition of too low sugar, or premature gelation, insufficient pectin, and storing in a warm place. Presence of mold in jelly. The appearance of mold can be the result of imperfectly sealed jars or airborne contamination if insufficient sugar is used. The availability of water makes a favorable environment for contamination from the jars if they are not properly sterilized or left under processed. Mold is visible before the taste is effected. Stiff jelly, overcooking or using too much pectin makes too tough jelly which fails to spread when applied on bread. Let me summarize this lecture. Good quality puree can be obtained only when good quality fruits are used. For the production of ketchup, the spices are coarsely ground and tied in a spice bag, immersed in tomato pulp and cooked. Finally, a required quantity of vinegar, salt and sugar are added. Jam can be prepared from single fruit or fruits can be used in combinations. In order to obtain the desired quality of jam, the required and accurate amount of ingredient must be added. End point of jam concentration can be evaluated by drop test, refractometer test, boiling point method and by weighing method. We have also discussed the various problems associated with the production of jam like crystallization, sticky or gummy jam, premature setting, surface graining and shrinkage and microbial spoilage in jam. Jelly is a semi-transparent fruit product made from fruit or vegetable juice with the help of pectin. The pectin content in the liquid is tested based on which sugar is added. A perfect jelly should be lucid but not too stiff. I have also discussed the role of sugar, pectin and acid in jelly making. Pectin quality can be evaluated by alcohol method or gel-meter method. End point of jelly is determined by temperature test, sheet test, refrigerator test. Dear students, hope you enjoyed learning about the process of making fruit pulp, tomato ketchup, jam and jelly.